Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team, and they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's...
Which of these 0-3 teams will visit the win column for the first time? We'll see. We're underway here in Week 4. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
Ready. 53, check 53. I'm coming.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And his first carry, he loses the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play 1 there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
And now here come the Ravens. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Let's go. Mike. 48.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Lock to throw on 2nd down. This is the tight end Fant. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And let's look quickly here at the Denver offense.
And this certainly doesn't seem like an ideal situation for them because they're coming in on a losing streak, and they've got the quick turnaround right here to Thursday night. but maybe that's for the best. Get right back on the horse and go at it again and not dwell on the losing that they've had in recent weeks.
Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 49 yards.
You had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, you hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Freeman. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
60 Pittsburgh.
On 2nd down, it's Freeman, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll run here with Freeman, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
Devin McCourty is one half of twins that can cover just about anyone in the league. A top-notch player who can play corner or safety.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now to the air. Locke throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. It was the veteran Devin McCourty. You got a hand in there to break that one up. Locke now on 3rd and goal. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Ravens now ready to get the football for the first time. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team. One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. And here now, the Baltimore offense.
And, partner, sometimes it's good for a team to get the Thursday nighter right after a loss because you don't have very long to stew on what just happened. You have to turn right around, get ready, and go out and play again. Or, as one of the veterans told me, I actually like this because I can keep my anger for this short amount of time and take it out on the other team.
They're calling a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. We'll look now at our starting defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
2nd and 5 now. Jackson, short throw underneath to Hurst. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will be from 56 yards out, and he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Distance was never an issue, not in this mile-high air, but it doesn't matter what elevation you're at if you don't put it on target. And this one kind of takes off on him.
Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football. The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Throwing on first down is Locke. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Jalen Ferguson in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Here's Freeman. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first, now this from 43. The kick by McManus is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's a quick throw out wide to Dorsett. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
Come on, QB, come on.
6-0 our score after 1. On 3rd down, Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Pressure comes as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now Locke on the bootleg. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Get him, boys. Yeah, that's how we do.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Freeman. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. That one into the hands of Hamilton. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On the draw, this will be Freeman. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. He's got his tight end fan. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So they're on that play offensively. They ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Locke. He's got his tight end, Jake Bunt. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 23.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Locke now, 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, here's Locke. And his throw is incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, but now it'll be 3rd down. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. To throw it is Locke. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Locke. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I'm going to hit you all day.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Locke. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. And McManus able to put it through. And that will make our score 9-0. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They'll be in search of their initial points in the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a 1st down. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play action. Now Jackson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Dorsett's got it. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
And, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. The pass there complete to Sutton. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
On the set. 4 down.
On first down, Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Locke. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Locke going to throw. He'll find Royce Freeman, the running back. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Locke now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Locke. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Come on now, let's go.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. All that, and it only nets them a yard. It's second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. Going right side here, and that's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin, his first touchdown on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
So what did you say earlier, my man? You said one big play away from getting back in this game. And guess what? There it was.
Yeah, we talked about it, that despite the scoreline, they were that close on the road, and boom, there you go.
Well done, Nostradamus.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will get them one closer. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. Able to slither by, and he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. Maybe he was going to be involved in that play from his tight end spot, and he jumped.
Yeah, don't tell me that those guys don't like to block. That's what we say about them nowadays in the NFL. But I think he thought he was one of the key pieces in that play and wanted to get out and execute the assignment very fast.
5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Locke working out of the gun. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. A former first-round pick, Marlon Humphrey, there to get a hand on it.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Pressure comes and it's blocked. The Ravens block it. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. In for the score. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 5.
Next to score, Ravens
Able to get the pressure, get a paw on it, knock it down, and then go and grab it and take it into the end zone. What a play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle. Freeman again. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
The tackle made by Michael Pierce.
Able to power through.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
The Broncos send out their punter now. On for his 2nd punt, and remember, his first one was blocked. He'll send this away to the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And whatever adjustments they made at intermission, they're working because the first half they didn't look so hot. Now they seem to be clicking.
And you know me really well, partner. A lot of the time I like to downplay the idea of adjustments. Maybe it's just they executed better. But in this case, I think you're right on to something. They look so much sharper, so much better. They obviously saw something they needed to change, and they did exactly that.
Change is working right now.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On the counter, Ingram. Pretty nice move, but not a ton of space there. They stop him shy of the 25. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return is Williams. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Lock. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It was Duke Dawson on the tackle, the second-round pick in 2018. Out of the gun, they give to Edwards. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. Well, it was a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker?
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Clock now to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Oh, what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
We got three.
They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd and 5 now. Jackson to the right side and complete to Hurst. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. They'll run on first down. Edwards. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan. They run once more with Edwards. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The Ravens on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Jackson. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here's Williams to return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Block now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now this is Callaway on the receiving end. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Block now on first down. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Come on, line.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Ready
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Locke to throw. Got a man. That's complete to Hamilton. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. On third down, Freeman. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Ready. 10 Lobo.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Got an open man. It's Fumagalli. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Get in the weight room.
This is Freeman. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. A 20th carry now for Freeman. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go with Williams. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Travion Williams, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have retaken the lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just haven't been able to punch it in until that point. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Shotgun snap to Locke. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this 4th quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw is Jackson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Ravens on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 15. Now Dobbs. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Ravens send their punter out now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Freeman trying to earn some more carries in this Bronco running game as they come up here 1st and 10. Lock now on first down. This is the tight end Fant. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
Throwing now is Locke. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Patrick Owasor in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now Locke gets it off to Freeman. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. This is Johnson. He's got it. Johnson on, it's poked free. Football's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it.
13 and a Raven first down. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. A throw complete to Dorsett, and he gets it down to the 32. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down now, it's Edwards. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. He'll throw complete to Gus Edwards. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. He'll look to throw.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. They'll eat some clock with Freeman. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. On 3rd down, Freeman. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. And they take a knee.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 18-yard line.
They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they